fellow beautiful ether. For those of you who catch, I don't know if anybody watches reruns of live streams, but I've been all tangled up currently. Disappeared for a little bit. Went to visit my parents. Let me find us. And got there really late last week, around like 11:45 or something. And the next day, because my parents were already asleep, the next day my mom was like, just like, I get like some of her medicine makes her like lethargic, but she was like falling asleep, and she's diabetic, but we're working to try to change her diet so she could reverse it, or at least have the hope to. And so I made her a sandwich just to get something in her system, so like she wasn't all lethargic, I guess. And she was like, I saw her like kind of like fall asleep, I guess, or pass out, I don't know, like nod in and out, but like mid swallow. And we were already like, cause like she wouldn't open her eyes and like that, and obviously like if I knew she was like nodding at that bad, I wouldn't have given her food to try to swallow. But as soon as we saw that, I administered some insulin, and still nothing. It all happened really fast, and we tend not to take any chances, so just called an ambulance. And the day she got there, they gave her a bunch of like fluids and stuff, because her blood pressure was 85, and they'll take you if it's anywhere 90 and under. Burning some incense. This is the self-burning incense that I make with fresh pine, and burns really nice, so you don't need a charcoal or anything. The day she got to the hospital, her face like erupted in a rash, like really like on fire, and it took them like 10 hours to get her any form of ointment. I don't want to offend anybody, but you could tell by my face, where's my smile? I've been dealing with incompetence for the past week, and we're going on like 2 years of no diagnosis, and if you don't know your diagnosis, how are you going to treat it? And the hospital just has this sick mentality that everybody there is like for some insidious reason, and they like just literally just leave people lying there. And it got bought out, so it's owned by somebody else. And oh, hello Caucasian Sasquatch. I just got back from my parents' house. It was an absolute nightmare. My mom still doesn't have a diagnosis, and I thought it was POTS syndrome for a while, because like when she would stand up, she would just freeze and just fall. And she went from not having any health problems to my pig's tooth like nipped her leg, and got infected, and she went to the hospital, and this is like 3 years ago, and they're like, what are you doing for your diabetes? She had no idea she was diabetic. Still to this day she says the pig flu saved her life. And then when the whole spam shemmick happened, I'm a natural like what is it called? Skeptic, and that's not like a political statement or if I thought it was legit or not, but that quickly dissipated because I still have nothing to base what the hell happened to my mom. She was in a coma for 2 months, and like if my dad wasn't such a crazy person, they would have just let her rot, because that's what they do. And yeah, so yeah, still going on with all that, and absolute nightmare, because my mommy is my best friend and my only friend. So if anything happened to her, I would start and begin the process of losing my mind. Just God, it was such a nightmare. But I ended up staying a week to at least spend time with my dad, which is not the most social person, but you only live once, so I don't know. Yeah, family stuff. Everybody has it. Awful stuff, that's for sure. So now I am popping in here because I am indeed still alive, and I didn't mean to disappear for that long. It's that wonderful time of month for yours truly, but I couldn't let another day go by without at least hopping on. I have a few videos to edit together. One, how to make stickers with packing tape, and as soon as I hit save, I'm so bad at keeping my phone on the charger, because right now I'm using it for like absolute, I keep remembering how gross it looks. Keep using it for everything, and how was I laughing at it and I already forgot what I was saying? Oh, as soon as I hit save, it died. It didn't save any of my progress. And my friend Teddy is calling, but I didn't want to answer because I don't know if he wants to be just injected to a stream like that. He lives in China as a teacher. So I'm thinking I could just tell him I'm currently live, and if he's down for that, I can just catch up with Teddy live. Trying to put more effort into keeping up with people. I am one of those people that will disappear for years and be like, yo bro, what are you doing? I haven't talked to you in like 4 years. Why are you messaging me? Time does not exist in my world. It just doesn't. So what can y'all see? These are those White Nights watercolors from Russia I ordered by way of Lithuania, and I love them so much. There's 1 or 2 colors, but has nothing to do with the paint. Personal preference. The tubes, I don't know if all watercolor tubes do that. I mean, I get all kinds of glues and stuff in tubes like this, and it doesn't do this. Maybe the tubes are a little thin at the top, so the rounds got a little bent, but they're leaking all up on everything, and I don't really mind that part, but this stuff is like gold to me, so like even a little leakage is like ultra waste, and so I put them in this thing, and now I'm trying to find some watercolor tubes that I can actually travel with, because these weren't handling themselves well, and I found some of my grandpa's watercolors. Probably bet like the 60s. I doubt it's the early 70s. It's just, I mean, a lot of Japanese stuff I used to have trouble like figuring out if it was from the 60s, because all of it has that 60s aesthetic, design aesthetic. I'm not talking the whole dang decade. And it's just gorgeous. I love the colors of the labels. They're just that delicious nostalgia. And these ones are still moist. I kept all the dried ones because you can still use watercolor paint when it's dry, and that's why I grabbed so much of it, because I started doing some more pieces. Let me see. We'll start with the oldest one. I don't know if I showed this. It was just, I really wanted to make a tiki face, and it took about maybe a half hour, 45 minutes, and used some cheap gouache tubes that I've had for a while. And when I was at my parents', my mom just got me this watercolor paper. She came across it at Walmart, and she knew it was completely out of paper. And so I did this guy. That blue is the Russian paints, and it's just so vibrant. I did purple and blue, and I really like how that came out. Obviously, there's a lot that is not good about this, but I enjoy it, and I enjoyed doing it. And then this, I don't like that part, but I see where I was going, and this I actually really do like. every now and then I actually like something to make. And I'm not done with it yet, but it's a div. And you got your dice, and I made it say, it says, oh yeah, 69, 5 plus 4, so 69, 4, or 2, 3, 5. I had to choose something. And then you got some coins and some glowing pearls. Still not done. I have to keep chiseling out the hands. I wish I took I think I did and posted it on my Instagram, but the hands before was like, there's this Gustav Klimt painting. I think it's called The Kiss. No, it's not The Kiss one. It's the one where the woman's like laying on the couch, but her hands, it only shows part of her hand, but it's always tripped me out when I was a kid. People say they could see like what the position of the hand is perfectly, but I can't. I see like lobster hands, which nothing wrong with that, but this is kind of ashy. But I only light a little bit. If you wanted to really burn, use a torch, but I just wanted some distraction from the silence. And yeah, I got the book I've been wanting for a while today. It's always hard for me to find a real translation of the Egyptian Book of the Dead, and I found one. It was like $20 on Amazon. I had no idea how big it was, which is really great, so you could actually see what's going on in the scenes. Because all I could find is either like a black and white print book with just the plates, or just the translation, or about the Book of the Dead. And this has both, so you can continue actually trying to learn a little bit of hieroglyphics. I go through a phase of trying to learn how to at least like decipher just like how a sentence is, or just at least be able to have a minute grasp. And this is going to help a lot with that, because A, the material is beyond fascinating, and I have my little book so I can do that. And already been having quite a fun time. I always had a minor problem with that book. It's old, and I think that's why a little of the like definitions as far as what the symbols are portraying is off, slightly off. And I don't know if I'm just noticing that when I'm older. It's still one of my favorite books. I think it was Christina's, actually. Miss Raddick's room. Oh, as always, shout out to her. You crazy ass bitch, I love you. And this is so after, like, when you pass, your heart is put on scales. One side has a feather and the other is your heart. And if your heart is heavier than the feather, you go to afterlife. And this is like all that happens after that. So after your corazon is weighed, it goes through all this, and it like Will said, like a side-scrolling game, and it does. It like feels very much like that. Like I could almost see it on a really long piece and being like a conveyor belt fed. Gonna try to show you one plate that I thought was especially interesting. Oh, there is that scene though of the weighing of the heart right there. I don't know if you could see that. The heart and the feather and the scale. And I'm curious as to why it's not centered and he's holding the center bit. Because it almost, I'm not sure if it's like off-centered. So maybe he's putting like a little bit more strain on the feather, so your heart's gonna be like legit heavy. or it's maybe saying like he kind of is the decision maker, or his judgment, like a judge, like if you know, it all comes down to the judge. Not sure, but that's one thing I have written down to look into, as well as, oh, then the embalming equipment is pretty cool to see. Where did that go? I think that's what it is, because those look like blades of sort, and those I thought reminded me of those for the nose to get the brains, and then those are the oh my god, what are Copic, what is that called? Crap, what are those jars called? What are those jars called? I'm gonna figure it out. I look and feel like $1,000,000. As you can see, I am a human being. Jars. What are those jars called? So, Egyptian organ jars. Hello. Canopic. Why does that sound weird? Canopic. Alright, so I think I'm gonna call Teddy. That'll be interesting. As you can see it, like my energy level is completely tanked. Oh, I got my transfer. That's exactly what I need to do. I'm too scared to be shouting magical incantations. Oh, in a position like this. God, it's amazing what your body will do to your minds. Vice versa. Einen kleinen Teddybär, at speed. I'm gonna grab something real quick, but I have y'all with me. back again. I just don't feel like myself. Does that make anybody relate to that? Okay. I did remember to bring this guy in. This was my high school backpack. Real working clock. Just need some batteries. And I found it at a yard sale for $1. I got 2 garbage bags of stuff that day. It was the best day of my life. Alright. Oh crap. Coffee stuff. It's been a week for me. Yes, it has. My parents, oops. Wow, I just had this on the whole time. Since my mom can't do much, my parents have taken to the television a lot. For those who know me, know I cannot stand the television. Unless there's like a documentary on, but, oh no, shoot! Hi, Brittany! I have a bad habit of disappearing in my streams, and, stuff like that. I finally got a legit copy of the Egyptian Book of the Dead, and, way too stoked. So after your heart is weighed, and, like, you have been found, like, you know, worthy of the afterlife, this is all the stuff that happens after that, and incredibly stoked. Last year I finally picked up the Greek Magical Papyri, which is kind of like just an ancient Egyptian spell book, and some of it, like, I cannot read it all. Kind of afraid to. There's some really fragile things in here, so if furniture starts floating. But what I'm gearing to do is starting to put, what? Oh, pig. Starting to put more of the stuff online, because there isn't, like, a lot of the brochure stuff that I have, a lot of that isn't online, and I thought it would be a good idea to have a website that has everything in one place. Like,
I need to interject. There's the most incredible lightning storm going on outside right now.
Really? It's
Oh
okay.
yeah, no, I wish I had something to capture it with.
John?
Have you got yours, yeah?
Oh, iPad?
No.
Alright. I stream from Will's phone, so when I'm streaming, he can't fly his drone. I do feel bad, but, oh my god, there's just a thing full. Oh, I kind of want one of these. As you can see, I didn't finish this one, and it was just precariously up there. I don't know where to put it, though. These things? Amazing. Actually, I'm gonna grab one. Sugar. So, there's a few that I don't like. Like, usually I always like cherry flavored anything, but these ones, this specific brand or something, taste straight like cough syrup. And a lot of people say that about cherry, and I usually don't see it. My wee secret, I'm sure everybody does this, rubber mallet, and you just bang it, like, gently so it doesn't burst open. Florida and it's summer. It's so hot. Like every inch of the state is freaking boiling. And it makes it like floofy. These are not underrated by any means. These are divine. Oh yeah. The orange isn't like completely my favorite. I like the pineapple one. But the only ones that were in the freezer are like blue raspberry, and I wasn't about to be on here with like a blue mouth. When I was a kid, I did not eat anything like green apple or blue raspberry because I don't know, I have like a weird phobia of blue mouths. I don't want to look like I just blew a smurf. I like cherry because then you have a nice, you know, red mouth. I might actually do some work on this because all my stuff is out. This is an image that I've had for a long time. It's kind of like a table in which bets were happening. And then this corner was supposed to be blacker because I wanted to put stars going into it, and especially around the dove. Kind of like how I did here. Tried to. Practice makes progress, y'all. Like, I am not by no means like, yeah. But you can see the white dots, and it kind of makes it look more, I don't know, like shimmery or something magic. And I want to do that going up the dove. I've actually just found my original rubber mallet outside, but I use them for quite a lot. And this one was from Dollar Tree, so grab one next time because they're really good for a lot. Especially like a lot of times like wooden furniture starts to split, easy to pop it back in place, and for jewelry and stuff. We use solo cups when shipping cuttings and stuff like that. I break too many glasses in this room, and that's why I'm using a plastic cup. I feel the need to clarify that. I use them quite a few times, like a gross amount of times. I try not to use anything plastic, and the cups though, we do make a lot of cuttings, especially for mulberry, and I sell $5 cuttings, and it's ideal. My original plan was to hoard a bunch of broken glasses, and I'm still gonna do it, but time is definitely an issue, especially lately. I'm going to take broken wine glasses, coffee mugs, all kinds of stuff like that, dip them in concrete, and either leave them like that or throw some paint on them. Probably leave it like that, and put some like gold leaf in it or something, and have that for my $5 plants, and everyone will just come with a concrete coffee mug, because I'm well aware of plastic in here in Florida. It disintegrates. Like, Florida is the leading cause of microplastics, because you leave a jug of water, like an empty jug, again I use them for cuttings, but now we don't get jugs. We finally solved that, because before we drink a lot of water. It's well water, so all the water we consume has to come out of a bottle, like even for pasta, or don't make pasta, hard-boiled eggs, and animal bowls, and so I have to use a lot of water, and that's, if you're getting gallon jugs, and like that's what unfortunately we're getting, because we go to the store once a month, and stockpile of all the basics and stuff like that, and quite efficient in that sense, but the waste was getting to be unbearable. So there was the jugs everywhere, and before I was giving them to a friend for them to make tea. Well, I only gave her a few, like kind of like a bag of them or something, and I was storing them like in case there was ever needed more, and after just none more was taken, I guess, I don't know, we started using them for cuttings and collecting rainwater. So when the rain barrel would fill, before it rained again, we'd fill a bunch of jugs with the rainwater and then use those while they're just sitting there for cuttings, or stick a bunch of weeds and like yard waste in it for really cheap anaerobic tea. And if you or a neighbor has a banana tree, you can make really easy like potassium tea. And I don't know how much potassium actually gets into it, but I use the leaves, the flower, anything that drops off of the tree. When one falls, the like fermenting bark, I'll put that. I like using the cat litter box. So you have to get like the big things of cat litter. Those bottles are perfect for anaerobic tea because it's a nice big mouth, so you could shove a bunch of plants in it. And it's just like when you weed, carry a jug with you that you have a lid for. And as you weed, just shove as many as you can in the jug, and then you fill that with water, close it, make sure it's airtight. And I always forget if it's like advised to leave it in the sun or in shade. I leave it in shade because the bottles disintegrate. And really, really nutritious. And I've been doing that for years. And I don't think I've ever paid for fertilizer. Will likes using fish emulsion, but that gets really expensive. And yeah, so just mulch right now and the homemade teas, and just throwing compost everywhere, and no fertilizer on anything. And mulberry trees planted. So the 222 mulberry, I call it the 222 mulberry because I'm not sure the exact variety of it. I'm sure it could be ID'd easily. I just haven't gotten around to having somebody ID it for me, or put me on the path to ID it. And those I found at my grandparents' old house. There was a mulberry tree behind their house, 222. And 222 is like a lucky number for them. It was like their wedding, and then they ended up getting a house, 222. One of their mom's birthday is 222. A bunch of stuff like that. And so there's a mulberry tree there. My family isn't the most like crafty or like foragey bunch. My grandparents were like really into fishing and camping and stuff, but for some reason not like eating wild edibles. There was a mulberry tree in there. They could have been making jam, pie, and all that. And as much as I'd like to say they did, nobody trusted that tree but me. And I sat there eating fruit off of it anytime it was full, as much as like I possibly could. It was my favorite fruit. And unfortunately, I don't like to admit to this part, I did not know what mulberries were when I was shoving my face full with them. And I found out very shortly after that they were mulberries. And so like 3 years ago, I think, we went and back to that tree, and I grabbed as many cuttings as my conscience would allow. Like, tree looked no different. I grabbed cuttings that were going into a bush and like into the ground and stuff like that. And now we have like 7 full size within just a few years. It's one of those trees you could rip the branches off and stick them in the ground, and within a year it's a tree, and within 3 years it's a big tree, biggish tree. And I have another variety called Wikisa, Wacissa, and that I just got from eBay, and it had to have been in the mail for about a week, and just little dried branches, and that is my biggest mulberry tree right now. It's huge. It hasn't fruited really. It did what the other ones did. So last season they just shot out random like raisin looking fruits, and then the next year absolutely full, every single one of them. And that's what I think the Wikisa is doing. So next year it'll be full. And the color of the fruit on the Wikisa, really, really nice. I guess I'm gonna call Teddy. Is anybody else like texting people only. Like, I get so nervous on phone calls. Talking to myself in a room, I'm very social, maybe. I don't know how I present. But talking, like, to another person that's responding, holy shit, I have heart attacks. And it's nothing personal. It happens with my mom. And, like, I still haven't called my Aunt Nancy because I'm just nervous. And she's like a lawyer, real estate agent, really tough lady, and I don't know. And I think because like the whole family just asks her for money, and I think it's like freaking the grossest shit ever. But I don't, and but I still feel like I don't know. I just feel like I'm bothering her or something. Even though I know she loves me very much, and I love her very much. She's my biggest idol, honestly. Like I've seen her at 78 years old, going through the like manholes under houses to rip plumbing out. Like she's a beast in the most beautiful way possible. I love that woman. Highly fascinating. So I've been wanting to call her to like get as many family stories, recipes, names, years, and stuff like that written down, because everybody else in my family doesn't really, I don't know, doesn't really pay attention so much. Like when my grandparents passed, my family like literally just kind of imploded, but like nobody was taking anything, and that's why I have bins and bins of family photos, which I'm very proud to have. But it's just bizarre to me that like I didn't have to fight for him or anything like that. And yeah, my grandparents, my grandfather was a photographer, and my grandmother developed film. So ideal. I have some of the greatest pictures I've ever seen. Have some. Maybe. Well, if I dig back there, the big ones are up there. Oh yeah. I just saw it. I have this like military marshal guy. My grandpa took that when he was in the military. I don't know who it is. I have a few pictures of JFK like chilling in Palm Beach from the 60s. And then there was this ship that crashed into Palm Beach. Let me see what it was called. So, what is it called? Oh. Yep, Molly Wilmot. What is this ship called? The Mercedes. And my grandpa was to secure it and stuff like that, and he said there was a bunch of cats running off of it. I don't know if you can see this. Sorry for my busted phone screen. It's the Mercedes, and it was this huge freighter, and it just beached itself in front of this lady's yard, like in the pool. It was really intense. Party on the ship. But yeah, I have some really epic pictures of that. I gotta like go through them, and I think the live streams will actually help me do that, so I could, I don't know, it's kind of hard going through by myself, but with you guys, beautiful ether, I don't feel all alone in my quests. I don't really have like a theme or a plan today. I just didn't want another day to go by where I didn't at least pop on, because I'm bound to get back into lots of creative stuff. I'm working on some stickers for a Louisiana artist that now resides in Texas, Ugly Shyla, UGLYSHYLA. She makes really dope stuff, poppets or voodoo dolls. She is a Louisiana voodoo based artist, and just a genuinely beautiful and interesting human being all around. And she offered to put my business card in her packages, which is mind-blowing. And I don't have business cards, so I figured I would make her some stickers, and I'll just throw my website on it. So that way it's not like there's something like extra. And a really bad handwriting print. I'm a cursive person, and that's one of my logos. It's all the pyramids looking at each other like, the fuck are all these people talking about? And and as well as some leaves, which actually maybe I should just finish these now. That's something to do. And I also make these little banners that say like projects, shite to buy, and stuff like that. This is the first pyramid one I ever made. And it's just packing tape. I have a video, like a 30-second video that I made showing how I did it. And there's a lot of videos on it. There's two ways really that people make the stickers. They'll either put the tape on wax paper and then, oh, Teddy. So they'll either, I don't talk very much in real life. So they will either put packing tape on wax paper, draw something, and then tape that onto the packing tape onto the wax paper. I don't know, y'all must have some fancy wax paper because it doesn't peel off mine like that. So, we already have shipping label here, and what I do is any misprints or when the corners get bent and the printer won't be happy if it goes through it, I'll use it for stickers. And it's the same just with the shipping tape, except they're already stickers essentially. Well, I'm gonna put this on speaker. Should be interesting. I'm a very awkward person to people I actually know. Oh, whoops. I'm gonna find my other tripod. Holy. Wow, it's a dead in China. Fascinating. What was I doing? Oh yeah. What time is it?
9:30 in the morning.
Oh my god, I thought that was your ass. I'm blind. I'm nearsighted really bad.
I was drunk last night. I'm drunk right now, but last night I did something funny, so don't make fun of me. But I shaved my head.
Oh.
And I had a big beard and all this hair, and I just got rid of it.
Huh. Well,
I did it.
I don't know if it's the wife beater at the same time, but it kind of goes together. It definitely goes. Oh no shit. Holy. I can imagine this.
Yeah, it says revolutions reach for the sky. Or
Really?
something, I don't know.
No shit. I mean, it's a pretty dope shirt. I still remember I got into trouble. I went to Catholic school. There's a camera here. And, I did, to be fair. What?
You have more than 5 shirts. Look at all these shirts you have.
Oh yeah, these things? That's all the vintage stuff that I still have to sell. But selling vintage on eBay is one of the most stressful things I could think of. Because
Yeah, I know.
the amount of times, the only questions I get is, can you send me measurements? But the measurements are already in the thing, and anytime I actually send it to somebody that asks me to send them measurements, it never fits. It only like goes well for the people who just buy it and don't message me anything.
That's funny because I buy shoes here and they're really cheap. Like I'll get fake Nikes, and if they don't fit, I just give them to some friend. I'm like, all right, well, my toe hurts, but
way to go. I feel like so many people throw things away. I remind everybody that I know before they throw anything away or donate anything. I mean, donate, that's great, but still, let me go through it first. I'm gonna put both of y'all over here. Well, I feel like I have a guest if it's over here. Yeah, you were technically the first guest on my lovely channel I have going on right here and now.
Yeah, sorry I didn't join your Discord or whatever you have. Discord?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the gist is. But I have one. I have a Patreon and OnlyFans, but I only use that to post pictures of corn and elotes. Elotes. Wow, this is gonna make me busy.
Private viewing, alright, so you were doing it wrong, like you were putting your arms way too far out.
Oh. Yeah.
Let's say like here. Actually tuck in, because you were kind of out.
Have you? Yeah. I have a bunch of stuff in the way, and I have these long ass ostrich arms. But there's this thing that.
You don't have to do it right now. I'm gonna do it because I haven't done it for.
Do you put your hands in? Do you put your hands in or out? Like this or like
this
out?
Out. But you're gonna go here. So like here are my arms, here are my hands, and then I'm doing here.
Oh, okay, just flat.
Right. So like pretend you're doing yoga, right? You're gonna do this one.
Yeah.
And then just like that. You do that one, right?
I think what messed me up is I saw somebody who does gymnastics or something. There's a gymnastics person online. Yeah, I can't do that. I couldn't believe I couldn't do it. I thought I was going to be able to do 15 in like a second just fine, and I couldn't do 4, like, at all. I had no idea how weak I was. It was nuts. But a few weeks...
There's a gymnastic person online?
Well, so he says to do it with your hands inward. So I think I've been trying to do it with my hands inward, but that just made my arms like go all the way out here. Cause I guess when they land.
Push-ups, you know. I mean, like if you want to fight people, you can do like this, and you can do like this push-up.
Oh yeah.
If you just want your hands to be really strong.
Yeah. My dad is quite into working out and that stuff, and he does that and then the weights, but just your wrists. So you don't use your arms at all, it's just your wrists when you do weights. And that made a huge difference because I have really bony, like, bullshit wrists. I always wanted to get into exercise. I didn't think about just doing it every hour, doing something like 15 push-ups, so that's really brilliant. I think that'll change my life a lot. Because anytime I think of exercise, it's just not overwhelming, but I just know I'm not going to do it. But outdoor work, like, we get the mulch chip drop, so there's huge logs everywhere. And it's nuts, because I'll spend like a week moving the logs to make garden boxes and stuff, and with every log you feel stronger, and like you could actively feel yourself getting stronger. It was really interesting. It was the first time that I realized it was possible to like get and feel stronger. But I go through spurts. I'll do that for like a week and then won't do it again for another few weeks. I'm trying to get on a schedule now, because
I'm so embarrassed by my hair now seeing me. Like I look like I'm in the military, or I really like to say the N-word. Like this is not me at all. I swear to God.
I mean, like,
I have long hair and a beard, but I just got drunk last night. Like I put my head out the window, and
I've always wanted to know what that feels like, but I feel like I will never know what that feels like. But I don't know.
You can feed the birds.
Hell no.
You can shave your head, and then a week later, there's gonna be a birdhouse with all of your hair in it.
That would be pretty cool because then I could preserve it and make it like a hairpiece, like those old like Edwardian hair pieces. But it's a legit bird's nest, not like a pre-made one.
Yeah, not like a Louis the 15th, Louis the 16th French.
That's some of the gnarliest shit ever. Because some of the hair was like really infested. Yeah, because she had this one wig, and I guess it was a popular style. It had the ship like wrecked into the wig. Really dope looking, but it's like
a pompadour, but also with the ship, like you said.
yeah, shit's gnarly, but really really beautiful. Today it would be a lot nicer because it was just gnarly in those days because of fleas and all that kind of thing, and the heat. Imagine wearing like all that. But I guess in France it's a lot cooler than it is here. And the necks breaking, the amount of weight. They didn't have like plastic and stuff. They could be using recycled plastic.
France gets hot, but they also had like a lot of slaves. Because here's a funny thing about France is they abolished slavery in like 1779 or something. And then I really like Napoleon, but actually Napoleon reactivated slavery so that he could make money off of Saint-Domingue or Haiti.
No shit. I did not know that.
Yeah, I love him.
I know more about like landmarks and inanimate objects than I do about like the wars and stuff. That's what I'm trying to get into now because I realized I don't know anything about American history. Like I know of places and like cultures and subcultures, but I don't know like I didn't even know DC stood for District of Columbia, to be honest. But I have
It doesn't mean anything. It's boring. American history is stupid.
Yeah, I'm trying to get into it for selfish reasons. I have convinced myself I'm going to become a treasure hunter finally. So I've been trying to find, because all those battles and stuff, a lot of stuff is going to be in the ground. And I like to know about the stuff that I find. Like, I tracked down this one early settler's house, and it happened to be in a nature preserve, so I was able to dig in it. And it was from the late 1800s, refurbished in the 1930s, and then burnt down in a control, practice fire for the firefighters in 1976 or 1979. And within 5 minutes, I found a 1919 buffalo nickel and a bunch of tiles. I used them to make. I found a raccoon body or something. I made this coaster out of them. I don't know how old the tiles are. I just soldered them together, but they don't look very old because of that. But
You have a soldering iron?
yeah, I have this is my desk. I have this one is for the like stained glass stuff, and then this one is for wood burning. And this was one of the first things I did. I couldn't think of what other. I'm gonna make a solar cross next. Couldn't think of a easy shape to make, but it's those like dollar store marble things, and all you do is really these things are like $40 to $50. They're pretty dang cheap for what they are, and it's this copper tape. Oh, here it is. This copper tape. Use it for stained glass. You just wrap it around whatever you want to solder together, and then use some thick stuff and flux, and it just like melts right onto it. I was surprised. I knew it was gonna be pretty easy, but it was surprisingly easy. Like
Do you need to like go somewhere soon, or you're not busy?
For what?
Play a game?
What?
Do you want to play a game?
Sure.
Alright. Hold on. Wait. Okay.
Genuinely interested in how this is going.
So the game called catchphrase, and so I have a word here, and we're gonna choose either the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, or the 10s, or the aughts. What do you like?
That's dope, actually.
Let's do aughts. Okay. So I'm gonna give you hints, but I can't say the word, and you have to guess what it is.
Sweet.
And so this is Renee Zellweger.
Oh god.
But she's English.
So I'm guessing what the word is?
Yeah, it's a movie. It's a movie with Renee Zellweger, and she's English.
Oh god, I'm gonna be so bad at this. I watched like 2 movies in my life. And that's... Actually, I did watch Gods of Egypt last night. It has... Well, maybe I watched movies.
Okay.
I'm on a whole Egypt kick. I loved it.
This is the host of The Daily Show before. The host of The Daily Show.
Jon Stewart?
Yeah!
No shit? No way. That's probably the first bit of like pop culture trivia I've ever gotten in my life.
Alright, this guy was the drummer for Nirvana, and then this is the name of the band that he made after Nirvana.
Oh god, I'm gonna piss people off with this one. It's not Steve Grohl, is it?
It's Dave Grohl, but the band. What is the name of Dave Grohl's band?
Is it Foo Fighters? No.
Yes.
No shit.
Wow, this is really dated. Alright, so a long time ago, before Apple, this was very impressive. If you had one of these, and you could take a picture, you had one of these. If you could take a picture of somebody like this, click, then you had one of these. This is like from 2000s.
That's... I can't...
Yes, go. Yes,
Is it
yes.
like a Palm Pilot or like Blackberry?
Oh my god, I heard you saying it. You were saying it correctly. Just cat.
And it's not Blackberry? Oh wait, camera?
You were saying it. You said cat.
It can't be camera.
Yes.
It is?
Camera what?
Oh, camera phone? That's it?
Yeah, you got it.
No shit. I guess that's really what they were called. I have a camera
Yeah, they were
phone.
called fucking camera phones.
Wow.
You're that old. You're old, okay?
Yeah, no.
You're old.
Well, it just reminded me of the channel that you used to, like, I forgot what channel it was already. And it was just the shows going down it, so you could see, and you'd have to wait for your channel to come back. Because I saw it on TV, and it really tripped me out. I had no recollection of that. Oh, I think I got to stay.
This was a drink in the late 90s and the early 2000s, and it was the most powerful energy
Surge?
drink that you can drink, and all the commercials were like, oh.
Surge?
Yes.
I think they finally brought it back, but then took it away again. Like Coke Crystal, or Pepsi Crystal.
This guy, he was popular in the 2000s, and recently we know that he's a disgusting piece of shit. That's like 1,000 guys.
Yeah, that could be anybody. Dan Schneider? Oh. Kevin Spacey? There's so many of them.
Keep going, keep going. I'll tell you when you're ready.
Marilyn Manson?
He was grooming girls on Twitter.
Other than Onision?
He was in Spider-Man.
Oh. Really? Not, wait, Tobey Maguire, or is it before him?
No, the other guy.
Oh. I'm gonna see a lifeline.
From Spider-Man.
I'm gonna do a lifeline. Who was in Spider-Man that ended up being a POS? Really? Is it DeFranco?
Yeah.
Ha! Ha! My mom would love this thing so much. She's really into trivia. I don't know shit. I have
One more.
these guys.
Oh, my favorite. Okay. So, this is what cool people would wear if you're a boy and you have no friends. Then you wear this in 8th grade.
Jankos?
You can have so many things in your pockets.
Jankos?
Because you have so many pockets.
Or Jankos or just cargo shorts?
Cargo pants.
Really? Yeah.
Cargo shorts.
I'm from Florida. Cargo shorts.
Those real cargo pants. You ever Sky friends with her, but I don't know what happened to her. Like, I heard she got married and then she moved to Colorado, but I don't know what happened to her after that. Like,
Yeah, a lot of people ended up in Colorado.
fell off Earth. I don't know.
I don't know. Wait, the girl or the boy?
Skylar Eden?
Oh. I don't know if I knew her very well. I knew Skylar Tosky. Hello. He has a band
We
now.
knew Ashley.
Like,
What about
still?
Ashley? She's like married, right?
I have no idea.
Ashley Sandman?
Yeah, I have no idea. Stuff went missing around that girl.
Yeah, she's not cool. I mean, like, I thought Melissa was cool, but
She's awesome. She's got
her.
a.
So rude to me.
I feel like some people are very just intense people. People are usually, I don't want to say rude, but my voice is usually high pitched, and I don't know. Ladies don't like me for some reason, like in general, like
Well, I mean, it's
all
one
my.
thing to be weird for a week or a month, but it's another thing to just be completely different and weird for, like, the rest of your life. You know, like, you're one person, and then there's, like, Chinese New Year, and all of a sudden you're like, no, fuck all these people that I used to know. Like, that's really weird in my opinion.
I'm dead convinced that we have to be talking about different people. I feel like, I don't know.
No, because, like, Melissa, like, I'm old friends with Melissa, and she was just, like, really weird to me.
Oh.
I mean, like, I've seen pictures with you guys hanging out.
Oh.
Have you talked to her?
Yeah, because she's got, a composting business. She, raises worms. Let it rot. Shout out, local business. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like intense people are intense people, and, I don't know. Yeah, because I can't explain that. That's why I'm so convinced it's a different person. But then again, I don't really know many people, like, personally. I kind of stay in my hovel. And,
Oh, I hate people that know, like, everybody. Aren't they the worst? They're like, yeah, I know that guy. It's like, good for you. Good for you for knowing everybody. You know what? You get a gold medal.
yeah. Oh no, Oh, 100%. Oh, hello, Elijah. Oh, hello, Walter. Whoa, there's actually people here. This is Teddy. We go way back, and he is currently in China.
Don't look at my hair, alright? I got drunk and I shaved my head.
Look at his hair.
Sorry.
I'm gonna grab some more coffee, and I guess, you're just gonna come with me. YouTube. I'm gonna be on Twitch pretty soon. I just have to get that set up. I downloaded the app finally. Sorry if anybody is here. It says 3 people are. Hello. But, yeah, because I do the live streams kind of like every day. And, well, I was, and then I disappeared for a week. But I'm going to try to get back into that. But one day on Twitch and then one day on here. Because, when I do have a project in mind, it actually keeps me sitting in one place to have this up. And, pretty cool because people, it's so far either been friends or, people from around the world, like somebody was from the Philippines, and it just gives me a chance to ask questions because my website is pretty much a cultural website, so any herbs, plants that are used in any tradition or school of thought, I've been documenting on that. Right now the definitions are pretty weak, like I definitely need to put more information, but I have notebooks and notebooks full, I just have to get it all online.
Well, it's really like you were drawing, but like if you're working with material, like are you working with clay or
Everything.
like
Absolutely
what material
everything.
do you like to work with?
I think my favorite is resin because you just could do so much with it. And for instance, little doodles. This is just a little sword doodle. I don't know if you can see how thick it is, but it's a piece of plastic. And that was just watercolor paper. And I didn't seal it or anything. And I started working back on the comic Negative Nancy, the Positive Prostitute. She hates her life but loves her job. And that's Nancy. And it's just it's inert plastic now. And I even finally came up with more characters. There's Axel, well, they all hang out in a bar called the Sandy Snatch. And one of the regulars, her name is Axel Rose, and she's a female trucker. And, God, what else is there? I don't know if you've do you remember Singer Islands? Like that area?
Yeah, I remember there. I went. Yeah.
Singer Island, they have that, like, street or strip of old hotels, like right there, like right across all that newly built stuff, like the 7-Eleven and the restaurant, and I think Sandals or whatever that beach store is, and that's kind of what it's based off of, that one little like strip of old hotels, because they're like the most Florida beach looking hotels from I think the 40s or 50s, and yeah, that is the inspiration. And so
Okay, so if can I commission you?
yes, because that's my favorite is commissions and customs.
Alright. So let's start at 100 and you can raise it. So my aesthetic is this, right? You're so funny, Jamie.
That's one thing I want to get good at drawing is skulls.
So like my thing is like I do wood.
Oh,
I just bought this, which is like a
good
devil
idea.
dice, which I love. It's just dye that, you know.
Oh, that's really cool. How do I get this?
But skull aesthetic, and you say you work with resin, so let's say resin, and I
This is so much better.
demand or I offer like $150 for you to make something really
I would
fucking
be down to just make something for some sweet Chinese stuff because craft supplies are very expensive here. And the stuff that I like my favorite stuff to work with is when people give me their broken jewelry or I go to yard sales and I buy little things. But charms, just weird little things, even computer chips, like small ones, because I want to make some resin computer chip, because like if you take a computer chip and dome resin on it, it like magnifies everything on it and it looks really, really impressive. And I don't have any computer chips I could cut up because we'll actually use them. And but I did start Where's the... I did start this last night. It's an image I've had in my mind for a while. It's a dove, and it's got some dice and coins and pearls. I have to add some more stuff to the table. But, yeah, she just wants that dove, though.
I like the dye. Yeah, that's good.
And...
I haven't offered you the correct aesthetic, because I was saying,
like a laughing skull?
Let me, hold on. Let me get my cards out. And let's see. Alright, what's the aesthetic? Because the aesthetic is mostly nightmare. But let's see what we get. And then I commission you on this. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2.
Oh, no way. Is that the Rider Waite deck? I have one right here. Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. Here's what some of my doodles look like.
How does the hangman correlate with... Oh, wow, that's nice.
I've been trying to, because I'm actually working on a tarot deck. It's not... I only have 4 cards, but... like, they're just kind of gonna be cartoonish. This is actually supposed to be the calcite crystals that form in Fort Drum here in Florida. And that's from St. Augustine. And yeah, they kind of go downhill. I like where I was going with the first one, but I gotta get back on it. I keep starting all these projects, but I have to grab them because I came across 2 decks recently, and I feel like tarot deck, like symbolism, because I call them like symbolism flashcards. Like, they're brilliant and they bust your freaking mind open. Let me grab them.
Great. It all looks really good. The Fortitude picture looks like Estee Lauder.
Alright, hold on. Ow. I started going through all of them and trying to find all the correlations in cards, because then I can figure out what symbols mean what. And I found the perfect... This is my grandpa's card holder, and it fit the tarot deck perfectly. Oops. These card holders, they're brilliant. They fit...
That card is the same as you.
Yeah, no, that's what... As soon as you pulled them out, I was like, oh, I gotta grab them. Yup.
It's the same fucking Argyle.
Yep.
That is the same Argyle.
Rider Waite. I don't know if you've ever looked up the artist. Her name is Pamela Coleman Smith. She's the one who painted all the cards. And there were some originals on Etsy for $200. I could not afford them at the time. I wish I could, because I still regret that. But this one, so that's like I pretty much only use that one, like daily, but this is my favorite. Blue chewed open the box, but then get to the cards. This is a Hermetic Alchemical deck, and the symbolism, it's, believe linked to the Order of the Golden Dawn, and, like, there's the Platonic Solids. They're nuts. They're the
Platonic solids? What the fuck does that mean?
yeah, geometry. It's nuts.
Jamie, together guy. What? Platonic solids? I get so upset sometimes when I learn that there's esoteric orders that I've never heard of. Like, it really bothers me.
Yeah. I recently, there's, like, the Brothers of the Pyramid, and, the Sisters of the Nile.
It's like, shut up.
Yeah.
With your fucking made-up shit.
I like it because then I could identify so much. Like, now I can't stop seeing triptych architecture. Like, on the old cathedrals, it'll be two towers, and usually something denoting one is the moon and one is the sun tower, like male and female. And then the rose window, that, like, round window, usually on cathedrals. And that symbolism, like, the union, like, rebus type of thing. And then it goes into three doorways with one larger one, and those are called triptych entrances.
Yeah, I know. You're trying to say things that are going to confuse me, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah, no, you'll see, it's everywhere.
I'm going to reply by saying, what is the most famous triptych in art history? Do you know?
Like Notre Dame, probably.
No. No, there's one painting that is the triptych.
Oh, shoot. God, I don't remember what it's called. I know it's super Christian, and probably at the Vatican.
Well, no, it's almost anti-Christian, but it's by Hieronymus Bosch, and it's called, like, I know it. It's called The Garden of Earthly Delights. It's one of the best fucking paintings ever.
Yeah. Wow, I haven't seen that in years. Yeah, that's one of the best paintings ever. Indeed.
I'm sorry, I thought you were talking to someone. Are you looking on your computer?
Yeah, no, that's brilliant.
I was like, as soon as
I haven't seen that.
You're like, yeah.
I haven't seen that in like 10 years. It had to have been a long time. I haven't seen it with
Good.
all these cards. And there's a few of the Hermetic decks, though. This one, Will's colorblind, so I found him a black and white deck, which ended up being the best deck. It's the Hermetic deck.
What the fuck does Hermetic mean?
In regards to Hermes or Thoth, just kind of like, I guess, any knowledge. And
Sure.
I know Hermetic is tied to Hermes.
Is it Hermetic or Hermetic?
Hermetic.
Are you sure?
Hermetic.
Alright. Fuck me. Sorry.
I think I'm pretty sure. Because it's the whole, like, it's
But there is
alchemy.
such thing as Hermetic. Hermetic is regarding to being a hermit. Like, say, when he got in the...
Yeah. Wow, I wonder if Hermit has anything to do.
No, like you said, you just said Hermetic is different.
Hermit, hermetically, Hermit. Not related at all. So is, Hermetic in regard to Hermes.
Does it
Yeah,
bother you that, like,
it's Hermeticism.
you know what really bothers me about being a human is like this. It just
Oh,
gross
yeah.
you out, like,
Yeah.
how sharp. Like, we have a nose, and it's all cartilage, but, like, doesn't this fuck you up? You see that? Isn't that gross?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right here.
It's all pretty gross, honestly.
I know, and that's the gross thing about me shaving my head is, like, look at my head, and then look at the bone. Like,
Yeah.
do I have a nice one? I bet you have a nice little one. Like, if you died, like, we should cut the skin off.
I already have like a small little head thing. I think it's because I was caught by the umbilical cord, so it like stretched my neck. And then when you go through the birth canal regularly, or you kind of are like a cone head, and then they have to reform it. I didn't have all that, so that's why I'm shaped weird. I'm convinced.
Isn't it weird to think that, like, a whole, like, not
Yeah.
Out of a vagina.
Yeah.
There's like a whole skeleton.
Well, I guess, yeah, it's not even much smaller than that. But these, real quick, these are the ones that I really want to show. This is some of the dopest art I've ever seen in my life. Because I've been trying to work with more colors, because I'm pretty much just doodle and lines and black. And, scorpion. And the backs of them are just dope. This was the cheapest deck I've ever got. It was like $10 or $13 or $15 on Amazon. It's this one. This I pretty much got for like drawing inspiration because I've been trying to use like watercolor and colored pencils but make really bright stuff. And just have not... I can never think of color combinations. And it really throws me off. The Pegasus is pretty dope. But some of them are just absolutely out of control.
I never learned color temperature.
Yeah, I don't know the temperature I'm starting to. But I've been drawing color wheels in all my books, so anytime I need like a quick reference, I can just look at it. Ooh, that was loud. I made a color wheel. I've been making these things for a while out of Coke cans. I'm not gonna be able to get to it, am I? Yeah.
I thought about what to do with this one. I'm wondering, like, should I just varnish it or should I paint it? Like, should I give it a color?
Paint it. Only because that would be really fun. I'm really into painting shit now.
You know, like should I go for like a sort of an egg white or like a matte, or should I go for like a tarnished yellow mother of pearl?
Do you find rusty bits? Do you find a lot of rusty bits over there in China? Like literal rust?
But like that's also like a color temperature area thing where it's like rust here and then lower temperatures, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how to do that.
This stuff is called iron liquor, and it's to age wood. Let me see. Ew. Can you see in there? Where's my camera? Oh.
It smells delicious.
Yeah, so that's just vinegar, water, and rust, like rusted screws and bolts and stuff. And you can use it to blacken leather as a mordant for clothes if you want to dye clothes, or add dye to clothes, and to age wood. And it's just one of those really old little concoctions, and it doesn't expire. So anytime I find rusty bits, I just throw it in there, especially if they're sharp bits.
That's really cool, man. You sound like you really know what you're doing.
Yeah, no, I've been trying to tell people. That's why I had to make a website and a YouTube channel. I just have to organize all my thoughts enough to put it down. Because it's all very useful stuff.
Sorry, I said a couple times that like I was sort of rude to you, like I said that maybe you don't know what you're doing, but
I feel like I do I do come across that way. Because I don't leave my house, I think.
I'm a very mean person, and I apologize. But maybe you don't know what you're doing, but I know that you know how to create art, which
You can't see the
I
thing.
think is really cool.
So, but this is really interesting. So if you had anything that you wanted to tag, it's they're stickers, but it's a computer chip. And my phone fingerprint sensor doesn't work anymore, so I can't make it work. But I make these tags out of Coke cans. As you can see, it's a Coke can. And Sharpies. Sharpies on the metal of Coke cans make a really sweet effect. And been tagging the trees. Will got these stickers, so I made the little tag things. And so there's information on each tree, like when it was fertilized and stuff like that, just with these stickers. But if you had like boxes and storage, you could put that on the outside and then be able to know exactly what's in it. And it comes in huge packs of them. Ooh. Oh shoot, I didn't have my phone plugged in. Ow, I just rolled over my foot. I always do that. These things are brilliant.
I'm sorry for before when I was rude. Like you said, when you said it made me feel bad, I didn't mean to be so. I'm just a really fucking mean person. Like I love. I'm sorry.
You're good. I don't think I've.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. I think I'm finally at a point where I have stuff to show, finally, because, like, half of my family doesn't even know that I make jewelry. Like, I don't know. I don't get out much at all, and,
I forgot you had green eyes. You have the same color eyes.
oh no, my face is, yeah, my eyes will turn green sometimes, but they haven't in a long time. I haven't been spending enough time outside. And this is my camera. This camera, the front camera sucks.
You should shave your head.
Hell no. As curious as I am.
I feel so weird with no hair. Like my beard and my big head of hair was like my shield, and without it, I swear to God, I feel like I'm supposed to say the N-word.
Thankfully, I feel like that's just in the U.S., that correlation. Because you have skinheads in the U.K., but they're not, like, the same as the skinheads here. Like, it's a totally different...
That's the funny thing. Like, if I was English, then it would be fine. I would be like, right, mate, let's go with the fucking blacks.
Yeah.
Let's go fucking Arsenal.
Oh, you know what you could do?
Let's go fucking watch some Arsenal.
What you could do is maybe acquire some Adidas suits. Like, full Adidas tracksuits, and you'll be fine. And maybe one gold chain. Exactly. Exactly. But, yeah, I don't know. But I'm definitely curious. I'm very jealous because I will never know that feeling. Unless I have, like... shaving your head, like, because it has to be an intense experience. I've had, like, long-ass hair for my whole life. Besides once, I got my hair trimmed, but the lady did it, like, to here, and I didn't leave the house for, like, 2 months.
Do it, but do it after, like, 2 years where you've got followers, and people are following you, like, every week, and be like, oh my god, you guys, you know what I'm gonna, like, shave my head.
I'll wait for a breakdown or something.
The society of Florida not sinking.
I mean, if Florida doesn't sink, maybe. Actually, I guess if Florida does sink, because that's the one thing, if it, like, something horrible happened, it would be the worst feeling in the world to have long hair. Like, ugh. If I don't wash my hair and it's not good to wash your hair every day, but if I don't wash my hair every day, like, nasty things happen. It's not fun.
You know what's funny is I'm gonna travel in February, and then so I came in my head and I was like, dude, I could go anywhere now. Like, nobody's gonna fuck with me. Nobody's gonna fuck with me looking like this.
That's true.
Like, Jamie, you know I'm a nice person, right? But like, if I'm walking down the street and you just see like this fucking guy, I'm just like, don't fuck with this guy. In Florida, if the world ends, Jamie, shave your head and just pretend you're a boy.
Yeah, no, that's probably the plan, honestly, because trying to, like, keep up, I feel like that's the first step in an apocalypse situation. Is first things first, shave your head, because that's, like, the last. I hate to. It's just I can't stop thinking about it. In like action movies where the female like lead has their hair like all down like in their face. I get it's supposed to be hot or something, but there's no way. You can't see. It cuts off your peripheral vision completely. Like my dad used to have really long hair, and he even used to wear headbands because he valued sight over like what his hair looks like. You walk around with a headband, a legit headband.
When I was like
Not a stretchy
in high
one.
school, I remember like my first emo girlfriend. She loved me, and she's like, "Teddy, your hair," because I had like long hair, black, and I started crying in school because I was like, "What if I shaved my head? She wouldn't love me."
Holy.
I didn't have my hair.
Do you
I went
remember?
to the bathroom and started crying.
Do you remember Adam from G-Star? Adam
I didn't
Sotzing?
go to G-Star.
Oh, really? No, that's right. I just saw you. Sandman's Place. Weird. All that is just an obscure memory. I don't remember anything about anything.
Do you know Sam Howard?
Don't think so. Maybe though. It sounds familiar, but I feel like because I've heard that name mentioned. I hear the pig. Let me be right back. I gotta change this water, but I'm gonna do it in a second. It's got water in it. It's just sandy and blue's Gucci. Hold on. Oh shit. No, I just dropped it. Oh yeah. This is kind of neat. I've been using like that stuff that people like put and get like spangles, sequins, spangles, but they're the ones that don't have holes in it. But I found like a bridal one that had roses and the word soulmate in it. So I cut soulmate and then put dice behind it. But it kind of reminds me of something that would come out of like a Vegas like diner or something. Or like a motel. Vegas motel. The Soulmate Hotel. And
How much money the people make that sell art to motels?
yeah, no, actually I looked into that specific thing. And because it's also obscure and stuff. And then I met somebody downtown like that worked at a dye sublimation place that made these like clocks, and it was just like metal abstract, and that's what they sold them to. They sold them to hotels, and they made a killing. And it was, I mean, I liked some of them, but some of them were really like just hotel art. It's a whole nother style.
Like some of my nightmares. Some of my nightmares are great. Some of them are terrible. I wonder which
Yeah. That's dead, oddly dead on. And, bad mistake, before I put this away. My paint tray, I don't know why acetone and alcohol is in, like, the same bottle, but I grabbed acetone by accident and instantly squirted some on it, and it started melting. Yeah, it's kind of fun. Like, people are just found out that you could, well, I don't want to say just found out because everybody's learning stuff at different rates, but you could put styrofoam in acetone and it melts, but it's not like I mean, I guess it's a fun thing to do, but you could actually use it to repair stuff. Like, if, like, the grates of your, like, ride-on mower, fall through or rust through, you could put, and it's just a small cup you need of acetone, and you can melt, styrofoam, and it takes all the oxygen out, and then you could, just paint it on or glob it on, and it'll make a hardened plastic. It's good for repairs. I'm trying to write a book on techniques. Not write a book, but make a collection of tips and tricks. Some of my favorite books are those 70s, like, do-it-yourself books, and it tells you how to, like, install electricity, and outlets, and, everything. Mow your lawn, repair your lawnmower type of thing. But I want to add, like, other stuff, because the resin that I use for jewelry would be really good for repairs. Like, trying to find it. I had a hole, or my paint tube got punctured and all the paint was rushing out, so I just put some UV resin over it and hit the UV light and it sealed it. And I gave my mom this pair of brand new Ray-Bans that I won on eBay, and the case, the button broke off of it, and just UV resin to fix it. One more thing. I bought a dress. It was like a $110 dress, but I got it for $12 on eBay because the zipper was broken, which is like a huge flaw. And thankfully it just came off the track on the bottom, so I just used UV resin to make a new piece of plastic that stopped it and completely fixed it.
You know what's funny is like half the dentists in the world don't know how to do shit. They just use UV resin to fix teeth half the time.
Believe me, I know. I broke my teeth out skateboarding in middle school, and I am still all botched up.
Yourself with UV resin?
Yes. Yep. I'm trying to learn what nail techs use, because they use a lot of different resin and stuff, and they use this. I've painted my nails twice in my life. I'd hate it. I have a weird phobia of it. I don't like it. But the art and the stuff and the like effects people are achieving with like this nail stuff, they use a wet paintbrush and you dab it into this powder and it turns it into like a moldy, like a moldable resin. It's really satisfying. Just watch like nail videos, like those long nails, how they do those. It's really, really satisfying looking. I know it's all chemicals, but so is resin.
But it sounds great.
It looks so satisfying.
What is this?
For drilling holes.
Yeah. So I have a wood model ship, and I'm really scared of planking, like putting the planks on, because you have to soak the strips of wood.
Yeah.
And then you have to put them on, and then so I have to drill these little holes, and then stick splinters or nails into them while the glue settles, and like so I bought this micro drill.
That is brilliant. Yeah, those are the same drills people use for resin pieces, to drill holes in the resin pieces. A lot of like resin kits will come with them. I still haven't gotten one though. I use a Dremel, but I have really shaky hands, so it doesn't go well. I want one of those. I like things that don't take electricity. I did just get this doohickey for my dad. I have one already, but I can't get the drill bit out of the one I already have. And this one's not too old, but these drills, I have one already, but I can't get the drill bit thing open. And this one is perfectly usable. It's a lot newer. But I like stuff that doesn't take electricity. Like there's this one thing I really want. It's a grindstone, so you can use it to sharpen your tools or make like sculptures and stuff. But you just get the stone and you connect it to bike pedals, and to have a full, and that's brilliant. Like a bike pedal operated grindstone. I like stuff that doesn't require electricity because in Florida the electricity goes out a lot. Like the UV resin, if I had to, I could cure it in the sun. Like I love it. Yeah, that was actually my bad. Sorry, I meant to dignify your cat, but I was off on a tangent.
Yeah, I mean, like, I know exactly what you're saying, because, like, this one, I had no fucking idea how to
Do you push it?
how to get this drill bit into the thing, because I was drunk when it arrived, and I didn't realize that, like, you have to measure the millimeters for the exact drill bit, because, like, this is, like, one of the smallest, but not exactly the smallest. But yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's the only fucking thing I'm ever gonna use it for. I mean, I could, you know, I could be such a craftsman. Yeah, it's funny because when I got into wood, all the wood people are the weirdest fucking hillbillies. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna show you they how to carve a gnome. It's like, dude, can we not carve gnomes? Can we carve
I have
fucking
my.
gnomes?
I found my baby head the other day. Oop, shoot. Ah, I didn't get very far on it. It's very dusty. But I still have it. I actually just sharpened my... Let me grab it actually, because I don't know if it is a carpenter's knife. This is... Oh, wrong camera. This is it. I figure it's too small to be like...
Yeah, I have the same one. Hold on.
No shit.
Oh, here it is. Yeah. I have it. Oh, show me. Okay.
Oh, damn, that one looks
It's
really
the same
cozy.
fucking knife, dude.
Doesn't say anything.
Let me see one more time.
This is... I found this in my grandpa's stuff. So then it is a wood knife. It's dull as shit.
Yours is a little more short and blunt.
Yeah. That's what I was like, let me see. Maybe if I could look up just whistling. No. Yeah, I doubt this one is, because it doesn't... The only thing I had that works was a box cutter. And I'm not sure if this is like the right wood. This is pressure treated, probably like a 2x4. Yeah, I guess that's a 2x4. It was just a block that was left over that I found on the ground. And
I got a bunch of those, but honestly, you should work with cork, because cork is really easy and it's really fun. Like I did this one with cork.
oh,
This is my
shit.
super cork boy.
Oh,
And he can
shit.
carry so much.
What about
And
wax?
he can hold it. He can try so hard to hold it. He can hold the whole class.
Holy shit. What about wax? Wax, like casting wax. Because I have a huge block of that.
Well, in my opinion, working with wax is the same as working with soap. It's just too easy. And why not try a little harder?
The
Like, if you
plaster
don't wanna
was
work with
fun.
wood, that's fine, but just, if you're not gonna work with wood, just work with cork. Don't skip to wax.
Well, because I already have it. I have a huge block of it, and I don't know what to do with it. I mean, one day I'm sure I'll try that lost wax method, but for metal work.
Shut up, the lost wax. Shut up.
Yeah,
Lost wax, come on.
that's what it's called. So what you do
Get
is
out of here.
you carve like your jewelry piece or statue out of the wax, and then you make like
Shut up, you're not gonna make a fucking statue.
yeah. So check this out. You make the statue of wax, and then you put that, like, you make a little box and you fill that halfway with plaster, and then put that in the center with a rod of wax, and then you put that in a high temperature oven. The wax melts out, and then you replace it with molten metal.
Jamie, that was 2,000 years ago. Nobody fucking does. Like,
Oh, it's back now. Instagram For You page, it's back now. It's insane.
No, you'll get more followers if you stick with the wood.
Oh yeah,
And
but
you keep a daily vlog about you trying to carve the wood, and then on day 3 you fucking cut your fingertip off, and then you show a picture of you bleeding everywhere, and you're like, oh my god, I tried so hard.
YouTube is too
Hard.
what's it called?
And then
YouTube is too sensitive.
I have cut the shit out of my fingers carving wood. Like,
Oh, I bet.
this fingertip is gone. This one is fucking gone.
I bet.
I'm gonna call wood carving a man's sport.
Is
but
pine is pine good?
true craftsmanship, true artisanship.
Is pine good to carve? Like the core of a pine tree? Because that's the
I
problem.
have no idea.
There's no way I'm gonna order wood to carve. But if I could find some locally, I'll definitely do it. Because I have a ton of pine logs, and Will just got a chainsaw, so he's been cutting a ton of stuff. Like the Brazilian pepper, I want to cut slices, because I'm just going to make truth or dare coins, or heads or tails, ass and titties, like whatever. Coins, because there's all this wood that's just being, well, it's not wasted because it's decomposing, but it's wood. And there's a lot of it. So I even started taking all the branches. You know Brazilian pepper? It's everywhere.
So many plastic gloves are used in every restaurant. It's
Oh,
how
yeah.
much waste is going on.
Yeah, neither of us have been to a restaurant in 4 years. 4 years, maybe even longer than 4 years. Like, no restaurants. We eat the same thing every night, beef and cheese. That's great. On the carnivore diet, finally. I would be, if I was in China, I would be, well, I would be eating, like, a lot of meat, but, like, I don't know how I'm scared to be
Yeah, I've been
honest.
eating tomato sandwiches. That's my favorite thing to make at home, not tomato sandwiches.
Oh, hell yeah, that's super southern.
This is so fucking I swear to God, in my whole life, I've never had this fucking haircut. I swear to fucking
No
God.
shit.
This is not me. It's crazy to see myself like this.
I bet. I can imagine it's quite a shock, because it is very different. But it doesn't look out of place.
No, it does. Hold on. In a hat.
I was just gonna say hat time.
Jesus. What are you making?
I just decided to pick up, I found this sharpener, and it seems to work quite well. Because this thing is really dull. I found it in my grandpa's tools years after he passed. And I've been hoarding it ever since. Because I didn't use this from the get-go. I used a box cutter because it's the only thing. Like, I was trying to cut glass not too long ago, and my glass cutter wasn't doing anything. It wasn't scoring the glass at all. And I had better luck taking an old spark plug and breaking the ceramic off of that because it was way sharper than the glass. And it's really strong. So spark plugs are very useful.
Like maybe a month ago, I cut myself real bad. Like, I swear to God, like at least once a month, I cut myself so fucking bad, and it's always on my thumb. Like I always cut the shit out of my thumb.
Ow. Yeah. I've become quite decent. Knock on wood. I still have like slight nerve damage because that, I don't know, yeah, you can see that mannequin. The felt I put on it myself and like kind of like a design. And I ordered pizza and I was using a flat tip X-Acto knife to scrape a square off that I didn't mean to put. And I saw it in my head clearly. I was going to slip, like stab myself in the arm and the pizza guy was going to come there. And as soon as I concluded that thought in my mind, all of it happened. I slipped, went right through my arm, and to the point it was like spewing. And the pizza guy got there, so I had to open the door with blood going everywhere and have him put the pizza down and go into my purse and get the money himself. He was very concerned. But yeah, and I could still, if I touch it, I feel it in other parts of my arm. And
Jesus.
yeah, no, I healed. And I stopped bleeding after a while, so. And I had pizza.
Do you remember when we were at your old apartment and we went to the gas station and you got a burrito, and then we came back and you were eating the burrito and you had ketchup and you got the ketchup on my shoe?
It sounds exactly like, yeah. I used to live off of those burritos. Gas station burritos. Holy shit.
And you started singing like
Delicacy.
German opera.
Yeah. And she's kind of becoming big, Nina Hagen. There's a TV show called Angeline coming out, and it's that girl from Shameless, Emmy Rossum. And it's
I
about...
love her. Oh my God, I love her.
Yeah, she's in a new show and it doesn't even look like her. She has like these huge tits, blonde hair, and she's playing...
in Phantom of the Opera.
That was her?
Yeah,
I liked Phantom of the Opera, but they say Phantom of the Opera too many times. Yeah. She's in a new show though, and I guess it's like one of Nina Hagen's friends, like artist, or she was like a influencer in the 70s in LA. I'm not sure, I don't think I've ever heard of her, but yeah, it's worth checking out. It's called Angeline. I don't know if it's out yet, but I've been seeing it.
I constantly sing like Phantom of the Opera. Like I love that fucking movie so much.
I haven't seen it in a minute. My cat has the perfect Phantom of the Opera mask. Like it goes... I have to take a picture. Will got a picture. She's been staring in the mirror for the last few days. It's really creepy. She's deaf now, and she just stares in the mirror. She's really old. I've had her my whole life. You definitely remember her. It's the black and white cat.
No, when I knew you, you had a rabbit.
Oh! Yeah, that's right. Miss that bastard. Now I have a pig.
Do you think you could make up being weird, or do you just have to be weird?
I don't know. I've been giving a lot of thought about people's personal interests and whether or not, like, people are just not acting on them and that's what makes them seem regular. Because I'm pretty sure everybody has varying interests. It's just a matter of, I guess, they show it or not. Because, I don't know.
Alright, let's play a game where we're gonna say one thing about our personality that isn't true,
yellow because they were once white.
It's lucky. Like
Apparently, yellow induces people's desire to unalive themselves. And babies are more likely to cry in yellow rooms.
you're implying, which is wonderful, that now you have to make up a weird thing that isn't true.
Let's see. Urban Outfitters is my favorite store. I don't know why that comes to mind.
You're being anti-normie, which isn't cool.
Well, because I was thinking, what do everybody else like? And I don't get out much.
No, you need to be weird, but also lie.
So, I messed up the nose, I think. No, I didn't. Okay, so...
Like, you're already weird, so just be this, but also give more. Give me something that isn't true. But it's also you.
It's like when you ask somebody to say something again when they say something funny and then they physically can't.
Jamie, I'm a fucking teacher. This is my job every day. This is what I do every fucking day. It's okay if you can't answer.
That is true. Let's see. Something that is...
Say something weird that isn't true about you. That's it.
There's just so many true things. I really enjoy indulging in pornographic material. I feel like if somebody said that, that would be pretty weird.
You're really bad at this. You're so weird you can't even be weird. That's so funny. Can I order that? Can I order McDonald's? I didn't fucking order this. No, I mean, why would you order prawn milk tea? Gosh, what's y'all? No, this can't be me. Well, is this me? I didn't pay for this. Where's the teacher? There's no teacher on it. What? I don't put. Nobody poison it. I'm gonna do this. You can have it. I had hot dogs already.
Poison?
Somebody delivered McDonald's, but I didn't order any McDonald's, so.
That is terrifying.
What do you think about this? So, Super Coke Boy, is he happy? Like, you know one thing I thought was funny when I made this is that his arms are recessed. If you look, his arms are behind his head. So, is he just being really cheerful, or is he willing to carry the weight of the world on his shoulders?
Well, he kind of reminds me of Bulbasaur, and I feel like, yes. Like a pig. They're aggressively strong, but also very nice. Like, I officially can't pick up Blue. Like, he's a beast.
What's your pig's name?
Blue.
Your pig's name is Lou?
Blue. Yeah.
Oh, Blue, good. My ex-wife, her name is Lou.
Huh. Yeah, I named it Blue because for some reason my friend Christina and I, when we were kids, one of our favorite movies to watch was Old School with Will Ferrell and all those people in it. And
God, you're so young.
yeah. And well, we rented it from Blockbuster, and one of the scenes, there's this old guy in the movie, and he's like, "You're my boy, Blue." That's what Will Ferrell says to him. And we used to always say that to each other. Yeah, exactly.
Jesus, Jamie, what are you, 25 or 26?
29. 29.
Are you? Good for you.
Yep. A few months away from 30.
You're gonna join the club. I'm 33. You're gonna join the club. You're gonna shave your head. You're gonna shave your head.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna get fat. You're gonna marry a man. Also is the pig.
Yeah, no. Pig is dope. I want to start streaming from in there, going through the books that I'll be putting online, because Will finally gets it, because he just got a bunch of programming books. A lot of information really isn't online. Like, not everything is online. And,
Did I tell you that you should actually, your lipstick color should actually be the same tone as your nipple?
I've been wearing lipstick for... I've been wearing...
Natural lipstick color, actually.
I've been wearing red lipstick for so long that I have, like, deposits of red in my lips, so to the point that if I don't have lipstick on, I feel like my lips look weird. Because, I mean, it's essentially dye and coloring. And, let me see.
Chinese women I know that wear these, like, bright red lipsticks, and it looks so garish.
I don't know.
So garish.
I don't know how to do makeup at all. I was gonna try to do some makeup videos just because that's what YouTube is for, apparently. And, just for shits and giggles. I can't stand what it feels like on my skin. And, yeah. Like, it boggles my mind how much makeup people are wearing these days. Like, caked layers. If you look up, contour videos...
God, these Chinese women are obsessed with paleness, and they
Yeah.
pour on the pancake. They pour on the pancake. And I've seen you with pancake.
Me?
You've done pancake. Yes.
So what exactly is that?
You got rouge on right now, but I've seen you with pancake.
Oh, yeah, no. I look mad flat on video. That's why I do look like a freaking, like I'm trying to look like a doll or something.
Right now. Come on, don't lie.
Oh, yeah, no. Blush and lipstick are my two go-tos. Anything that's red, and that's my go-tos. But I like the nostalgia of it. I want to try to learn how to do the Edwardian hairstyles, because I like that whole thing.
What? What does that mean?
Those big, like, crazy hairstyles. Like, it's just
What the
comfortable.
fuck is Edwardian? What year is that?
Edwardian
Shit up.
is right before the Victorian era. So, like, when King Edward was in rule, and then Victoria, 90%.
What? No. What?
Yeah, Edwardian. I think it's King Edward. I mean, obviously, right?
But Edward was like in the fucking 1350s, not the fucking 1850s. Was there an Edward?
Yeah, so
I'm really bad at
it's 1901 through 1919, the year of my buffalo nickel. The Edwardian era corresponds to the reign of King Edward the Seventh in Great
I
Britain.
love how you work so hard to know things, but you don't give any eye contact on the camera.
Because now I have two of them. Like, the YouTube camera is up here. And this is here. And then the chat is over here. And nobody is here, though. I should probably cut the live stream. I just wanted to pop on it today because I wasn't here for a week. Maybe. My face is all broken out because it's a wonderful time of month. Which sucks. I was trying to avoid YouTube all week because of it, but I ran out of time. And I'm a human, so it's not that big of a deal. Well, actually, I'm gonna cut this string, because then I'll be able to give Will back his computer. Thank y'all, and Green Tea at eattheweeds.com and Eat the Weeds here on YouTube says Toodles. That's what he says. Check him out. He documents medicinal and edible weeds worldwide, especially good for Floridians. Weeds are just plants that grow anywhere and everywhere. Yee!